Inside this keyboard, there's a secret mechanism that makes good sounds. And it's gotta be one of the most interesting keyboards I've actually ever built on stream. Let me just give you a bit of a taste. Now you're probably thinking, Hipyo, it's just a keyboard. No. This keyboard goes boom. In this video, I'm gonna be building the Class 80. It looks good, sounds good, and as I mentioned before, has some very cool secrets. This is a keyboard that's currently in group buy. A group buy is basically Kickstarter. So you give someone your money, you wait a while, and then they make the product. At least with keyboards, often they have prototypes like this. We do have a hot swap PCB. Now we've got a lot of accessories with this board. This comes with a toolkit, and you see there are some gaskets and stuff here. This board is gonna be gasket mounted, which will be fun. I love putting on gaskets. Oh, I thought this said top secret. So these are the top set screws, not top secret screws. Now with premium boards, you expect a premium experience. Lots of this stuff is pretty premium so far. Without any further ado, let's get into this. I don't actually know if I have a build guide for this. So if I build this keyboard wrong, it's not my fault, and it's probably not their fault because they probably sent me a build guide and I probably just didn't look. So we're going in blind. This keyboard's a little bit complicated, so I'm honestly a little bit concerned. We've got what appears to be like a battery block type foam. Wow, that's a lot of foam. Okay, so this is gonna be a foamy build. In fact, it might even thaw. A couple different plate options here. I absolutely despise brass plates, so I'm not using this. I'm gonna throw that on the ground. Wow, that made a nice thud though. Now, you see how I just threw away that brass plate? I'm totally not gonna regret that later. It's not like it was the plate that worked best for this type of build, was it? We appear to have polycarbonate and potentially FR4. I think I'm gonna be using this, the polycarbonate one. We've got a not hot swap PCB, which is absolutely not Pogger's champion. This keyboard is amazing. Oh yeah, muscle, look at that muscle shaking as I try and flex the keyboard. So this is the Class 80. It's a keyboard that's in group buy, and you can check it out with the link down below. Now, keep in mind, they did sponsor my stream. However, this video, not sponsored. So any of my thoughts that I edit in, they're free, baby. It does seem that the whole world wants this. I've seen this thing on Reddit. I've seen this thing on Twitter. I've seen this thing everywhere. It's an aluminum case. It comes in multiple different colors, such as this red that you're looking at with your special eyes. It also comes in E-white and anodized black. That back plate is very nice. It looks like an NES controller on the back, which I think is a really good touch. It's got this very, very nice finish, and they told me this is a prototype. It also has this little identifier section here for numlock, caps lock, and scroll lock, and a pen rail, which I'm not gonna plant plants in. Oh my god, why are you putting dirt in a keyboard? Stop, please. I'm gonna pop this bad boy open. Now here's the reveal for the most special part of this keyboard. Are you ready? And now the reveal of the most important part of the keyboard. You're probably thinking, what the dog doing?
What the dog doing?
This here is a solenoid. This is the secret of this keyboard and why I think the price tag is at least novelty worth it. This will be my first experience with a solenoid, but this board has a really nice, like what appears to be brass inlay. Just super amazing attention to detail, especially considering you can only see it when it's open. First things first, we're gonna get the PCB. I need to put the stabilizers in. Here's the PCB for those of you that are interested. Let's put these stabilizers in. Lubing stabilizers is incredibly boring. These are Duroc V2 stabilizers. I got them from drop.com. Just like that, my stabilizers have been installed and we're ready to get to the actual build. Dryer, be quiet. Dryer, please. I am now going to prepare the case. It does appear to be sandwichy, so it appears that I take this guy, I zoom in really strong right here. I think you put the gaskets like that. Here's what we're gonna do. Well, that sure doesn't make sense, does it? The holes line up, but then I'm not sure what the deal is with this plate. Where's my plate? There we go. Before I get too in over my head, I'm just gonna build out with switches. Wait, did these not fit my stabilizers? As far as switches go, I've got these random switches that Keybfront sent me. Oh, these are a linear switch. They're like a villainy themed series. Honestly, the aesthetic for these switches are pretty cool, so that's why I'm using them. Shout out Keybfront, thanks. So I'm just gonna pop it into the plate first. There we go. I don't think they planned for Duroc stabilizers. And now here's the part of the video that turns quite south. You remember that brass plate that we threw away? Well, that was intended for screw-in stabilizers. The stabilizers I'm using. This plate is intended for plate mount stabilizers. What does that mean? Well, all you need to know is that it doesn't work with my stabilizers, and it's my fault. I'm basically forcing a square into a round hole. Don't worry, I'm not breaking anything. As long as it sounds good, doesn't matter if the keys don't work. See, I don't know about that one, actually. I think we've got enough switches in that we're actually, I think we're actually fine now. There we go. Installing switches on this plate was incredibly frustrating. This board is so obnoxious to assemble that my fingers are getting warped. Okay. However, let me mention that that was entirely my fault. So I've made a bit of a mistake, and that I think they sent me the PCB mount FR4. I mean, it still works. All right, so please note, I'm using the wrong plate. Now, with stabilizers, you can have plate mount or PCB mount stabilizers. And this specific one, this plate, was made for plate mount stabilizers, and I forced it to work with PCB mount stabilizers. That's a terrible idea, and you probably shouldn't do that, but I did it anyways. So I see what's going on here now with the gaskets. You've got like the bottom gasket making contact with the bottom case, and then the top part is making contact with the top case. So if you're new to keyboards, you're probably wondering, what the hell is a gasket? Well, there's little bits of foam that attach to the plate or PCB or case, what have you, and that's basically gonna soften the typing experience and dampen the typing noise. So now with the gaskets, I basically just need to install the gaskets on each one of these little guys. So I'm just gonna go do that real fast with a little bit of magic. So now that I've applied all the gaskets to the top, the board is technically half ready to go. Now I could choose to just screw in the plate into these top gaskets and use the board as a top mount, but I want to try the full gasket type mount. So I am also gonna put the bottom gaskets in on these guys, is what I'm assuming. You're probably still wondering about what's going on up here with the solenoid. Don't worry, we're getting into that soon. Okay, so I'm just putting these gaskets on the bottom. So here's a gasket that I put on the bottom, just like that. Now I'm gonna do the rest of them. Now we've reached an impasse and that I need to put foam in here. So my first idea for foam is this. Other foam ideas. So I guess these are just bottom layers. So 2 bottom layers. Oh, guys. 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 I just realized why it was so hard to build. It just clicked. Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay, I left out a very important foam. There's 2 things we could do here. I could peel these apart like a sandwich, or I could just see what it's like without. Wait, now I think this plate actually won't work. No, I think it'll work. After fixing my mistakes, we had the foam installed, and the keyboard was ready to actually finally finish building. 1 last layer of foam, like so. Yeah, that works. Now next, I just need to plug in these 2 little cable guys, and then a 3rd cable guy. Oh, I do need to take the 3 switches off. You're so right. Thank you for reminding me. All right, now we plug this in. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Did I do it? I think I did it. I wish I could show how jank this is. Okay, here we go. Ready? That's the solenoid plugged in. There we go. Now, theoretically, if this guy's plugged in, it should work. Guys, I'm too scared to test it. I didn't hear a Windows sound. Is something unplugged? Oh, let me make sure that there's not a switch that needs to be flipped or something. I remember seeing a switch earlier. Wait, oh! I just heard a bum, but a boom. Okay. It's typing, but why is the solenoid not working? Wait, there's a switch. It's working, it's working, it's working. That's so cool. It's working. Now, theoretically, if I plug it in, these might light up. If I hit like caps lock or whatever. Dang it. I think my LEDs might just be broken. Oh, this thing is so heavy. That's crazy that they made a holder just for your WoW stick. As far as the keycaps go, they sent me a set that's gonna be shipping with the keyboard. I don't know if you have to buy these separately or not. A set of retro, yeah, optional extras, not included in the standard kit. Oh, it's Win keyless. I was so genuinely excited to use this old retro Windows key that came with the keycap set, but no. Wait, that actually looks so good. That looks so nice with the Pixel Comet desk mat from Kinetic Labs. So overall, if you're into a vintage aesthetic, this keyboard looks incredible. Granted, it's a little bit impractical. Like, this thing is chunky. Here's a type test of no solenoid. Okay, here is a typing test with the solenoid. Last but not least, what I didn't mention is that this board has a buzzer. Here's a typing test with the buzzer. Overall, this keyboard is incredibly unique, and if that's what you're going for, then you won't find that much like it. Aesthetically, it's quite beautiful and retro. Practically, it's very heavy and bulky, so will I end up using this as like a daily driver or something? God, no. I mean, for example, here's the keyboard I use daily. So no, this is not the most practical keyboard. But yeah, if you're interested in the board, check it out at the link down in the description. 3.5 kilograms of keyboard heft. I'll see you guys later. Take care. This is editor Hipyo here. I got a Kimton and she's very cute. Subscribe for more NOLA.